Hello, I'm JD Schwartzman, and this is the first process test of the water filtering project. So what I'm testing here is just a coffee filter. This is going to be my first test for a commercial process. Commercial processes that I've had in research, sorry about that, usually involve passing a dirty liquid through many small pores, which is basically what a coffee filter is. So here's dirty water, water filled with dirt, and let's see how it looks. Now, of course, the longer we wait, and I do have 15 minutes, the more water we're going to get out because it is, if you can see, slowly dripping, kind of like what coffee does when it's in the pot. In any case, if I stay longer, it will keep dripping, and there's still plenty enough room to put in more dirty water, and the dripping process will continue even more to get up to that 20 ml. But this bottle, I'm not sure if it will hold 20 ml, but I have a very large orange juice bottle and another very large milk bottle that will be able to. So the problem would not be holding that much water. This is just going to continue to drip, and it's kind of senseless making this part of the video 15 minutes. So we're just going to leave it here, and this was a success. So the first commercial way to filter water was a success. Let's test a natural way. So for the natural process, I'm going to be using just rocks that I found outside, and here's the dirty water again. For consistency reasons, I'm using the same type of dirt for each trial. So let's see how well the rocks do by themselves. This is more of a naturally occurring process. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Okay, so if we observe this, I would say it looks a little bit clearer than from the original class, but having said that, it's not even close in comparison to the coffee filter paper. But because it does clear up a little bit, I believe that with the coffee filter combined, this will be great, because the rocks separated most of the grimy stuff, and it only left a few small pieces. Well, the coffee filter is extremely useful in separating out those small pieces because it has such little pores. So I think that the combination of the both will be great, but I still have to test a third process, and for that we are going to be right back. Alright, so here's my third design. Now, what I've done is I've had the cap securely on. I'll explain why in a second. What is in there currently is oatmeal. Now, my hypothesis is that because oatmeal, which is the third process in the naturally occurring process, because oatmeal expands when it becomes wet, what my hypothesis is that the water with the dirt in it will go in, the water will hit the oatmeal and it will expand, which will trap the dirt, but then some water will hopefully drain through. Now, I don't know if the water will go through the cap, and if it doesn't, then what I'm going to do is unscrew the cap after the liquid is all in. So let's see how it works. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing coming out. So let's unscrew this a little bit. See what happens. So I'm only going to unscrew it a little bit because at this point water is coming out. You can see by the dripping. But the oatmeal is not. Let's just make it a little more open. There we go. It's not fully open, but it's open a little bit. You can see that the oatmeal, I apologize, the oatmeal has expanded quite a bit. Water's coming out. Let's see. Sorry about that. See how it looks. Yeah, so water's going to keep coming out of there. And I would say for the 3 different tests, this has generated the most liquid. And yeah, this is really like letting the water out. Let's see if we can unscrew it even a little bit more. Yeah, so this is really letting all the water out. It's not all the way off, but it's almost. And I think that's all we're going to get. So, let's see what's going on here. In terms of cleanliness, I would say that it is much cleaner than just the rocks, and the particles are finer, which is good. But compared to the coffee filter, this is not looking as filtered, but this is producing a lot of liquid. So if I were to combine the 3 different processes, the natural process of the rocks, which would separate the big pieces of dirt, the commercial process of the coffee filter paper, which will separate out these fine little pieces, and thirdly, if I use the oatmeal, which would furthermore separate bigger pieces, and the pieces that seep through the big rocks will probably be stopped by the oatmeal. So if I combine the 3, I believe that I'll be able to have something good. Hello. So this is the final project. We have the final product. I'm sorry. We have the filter paper, the oatmeal, and the rocks. We have the dirt water. Let's see if the thing works. So, as you can see, we're not getting that much water, but it is dripping, which is a good sign, because what coffee usually does when it's being made is drip from the coffee paper. So that's definitely a good sign, and there is the water, and it looks really clean, and it doesn't seem to have any pieces of dirt in it whatsoever.